Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Look how intimidating that presence is back there for the Werewolf by Night. Look at how big that guy looks compared to OG Iron Man. Of course, that is because they're both the featured and, strangely enough, sub-featured champions of this new crystal. Nothing like getting a buffed champion that's sort of exciting and sort of not. But he's so old, it says new, and he couldn't be older. I was brave and stupid enough to throw $100 worth of units at this crystal with no 7 stars and one Werewolf by Night, the 4-star. However, several of you have done way better than me because that is not usually hard to do. Internet phrases. So we are going to pull up and play a Werewolf by Night gameplay from our man Cowboy, who says also when you dash back and pause, he will howl and gain, and get power gain, or gain power. His regeneration is also good. So this was what he sent me on Thursday. Cowboy 5200 as he is in this game, and pretty cool profile pic to go along with it. He also sent me this because one crystal is all it took to get 7-star VTD potentially awakened and 7-star Werewolf by Night. So that led him to send over some gameplay. Now, of course, when you ask somebody, can you send over some gameplay, they jump into Realm of Legends because that is the oldest test. It's like the Old Testament in this game. It's just very historic and somewhat reliable because everybody goes through these tests. Usually Winter Soldier, he's starting with OG Captain Marvel. You can see the ruptures. And he is dashing back and howling. Howling, doing a parry, so you really do want to space that out. And then a special 2 that didn't do the best damage, but the ruptures are really kind of reminds me of Tigra. You know, it's really unique. That certainly is somebody who has utility that can be annoying. I don't know with the howl tactic how good of a defender he's going to be, but you can see that the howling causes power gain, and that's pretty cool. Like, he just looks like a ton of fun. I'm not saying he's going to be the best champion ever because at this point there are over 250 champions in the game and the community values about 20 of them in terms of like the best of the best. But we've also seen so many people get so creative and ascend champions that I never would have dreamt people would ascend, including champions like Karnak, OG Black Panther, you name it. So that was a fun fight. I'm not saying I'm like completely blown away by that. First one was with Synergies. And this is him solo dolo. And maybe he chose Captain Marvel because it's also a class advantage. I don't know. But the power gain is really cool. And he's a Mystic champion. So you're already with Mystic Dispersion getting power gain potentially built into your mastery setup. So he looks fun. He looks interesting. The damage over time is obviously more impressive than the initial damage. But the ruptures do pack a punch, and so few champions are immune to rupture that it's going to cause some headache in, I'm sure, several matchups. And this is also one of those champions that, because his utility is so unique, I would imagine that Kabam is going to design new nodes and obstacles for him. Maybe it's in Act 8, maybe it's in just general event quests, where he becomes a really good option for the nodes and to counter certain nodes. So, who knows, literally, what is in store? He's obviously also not awakened, but I like champions that don't have a huge learning curve. I'm sure like the anti-Brian Grant. Brian Grant sounds like he should be the one being a college professor because he values thinking outside the box so much with champions that take like what I call MCOC calculus, and here I am wanting to just turn it on easy mode and relax. Another cool thing is, yeah, his regen's pretty good, and he hasn't had to use it much in this fight because I know it's just the 4-star captain Marvel of Realm of Legends. Look at that stun, though. But still, good regen. So there you go. That's a cool Werewolf by Night celebration. I think I'm just going to go back to that. And look at that. That's a cool way to end it. So thanks again to our man Cowboy for the submission. I've always learned a lot getting gameplay submissions and hope to get a 6 or 7 star at some point. But as always, the RNG will determine that. I didn't have his luck, did not come close to his luck this weekend.